Okay, so I guess we're going to do another coaching session over Marvel's Avengers. Let's just jump right into it.
Be careful. This is one of AIM's higher security hives. I've marked the Elite Hive's entry terminal on your HUD.
Okay, we're flying straight. Went off a little to the left, but that's okay.
Wouldn't want to be in your shoes. Someone keeping score here?
Okay.
Cause I gotta be winning.
Okay, first thing I want to point out. You straight up told me that your entire kit is based around ranged. Yet here you are going in on them for no reason and punching them. And you said it's to recharge your suit. Your suit still had plenty of power. Look, it's like barely missing when you go into punch. Like this melee just was not needed. And it doesn't even look like it's charging it that much to begin with. So that was just wasted time. Okay, hang on, I need to see that again. Because I'm noticing this right here. This tells me that you're about to get shot from behind. You're ignoring it. Okay, I guess you did kind of try to dodge it there. You did turn around, but I feel like it was a little too late. You had like a whole like 4 or 5 seconds where it was up on the screen, and you just completely ignored it until the last moment. Because I mean, you're not even really looking at anything here. There's no reason for you to like be ignoring this notification, right? So there's nothing here, and then you get shot. There you go again, meleeing again. Uh, let's take a look. Got suit power. Suit power is pretty much full. Come turn around and you start meleeing. Doing no damage. Because you're not built for this. Okay, I don't disagree with turning around because you figured there might be enemies behind you. Um, I think there was about 4 enemies left. Uh, so I don't disagree with that. I I don't. Hang on. Okay, you have plenty of health. I don't think you actually needed to pick up this health. I think you were fine. I think this is just wasted time. And I know you said it's not a speed run, but you know, wasted time means. Why did you fly into a tree? Oh my god, you're getting hung up on these trees. You wasted like 3 seconds. But wasted time means less minerals a minute. Okay, this. Hang on.
Get me.
Why was this so messy? So you hit him, you're shooting. That's why. Because you're ignoring this. What I tried to point it out earlier. This one's even red, letting you know like, hey, this is really important. That one's not even yellow. So there you go, trying to melee again. You have full power. Landing on the ground. I like this. This is really nice. Speeds things up to by ignoring enemies. But what did that do for you? It didn't even open up the door.
I have bypassed elevator security.
I'm not real sure what that did for you. It seems like the door opened after you killed everybody, so I'm not real sure what opening or typing on the computer did, but I'm sure it did something. And I like I like how you did that. That's efficiency.
Remember, we are entering one of AIM's higher tier hive facilities. An elite AIM team is close by and on alert. Updating your HUD.
Oh, pal.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
I'm noticing you're just completely ignoring your warning notifications all the time.
What? 50%.
Also, I need to point this out. Let's take this back a little bit, okay? So we're flying in. We see an enemy here. We kill him. We kill him.
Pal.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
Why not? That was right here. So why not, instead of fighting over here, right? We can instead fight over here. That way, they're all in front of you, and there's not some to the side. There's not some over here. They would all be like in front of you. I don't think you needed to fly past them. I think you could have held this corner right here, and you would be fighting one at a time, and you wouldn't have to worry about all these threats.
What? 50%.
Because like right there, you only saw it for like a frame. So let me try and where's it at? Right here. You got this notification right here popping up that it's only a frame, and it didn't really affect you here, but since you're pushed past them, you now have to worry about enemies that you don't even know exist behind you. Here it is again. It doesn't affect you, but if you were over here fighting instead of pushing past them and aggroing enemies past them, you could have just fought this fight here and not had to worry about these guys at all. Keeping your distance, that's good. You're getting a little low on power.
I'm beaming with pride.
I'm not so sure that was the play. However, that doesn't use up energy, so I guess you could make the argument that at least you're doing DPS while um, recharging your energy, but I don't think it did that much damage at all. That was probably the play, honestly. I guess I can't disagree with that. However, that I disagree with. That was totally obvious. Hang on, look at this. So, you keep ignoring these. These right here, it's telling you this guy on the right side is about to shoot. And you just completely ignore it. You push past it. And what happens? You fall to the ground. How much wasted time is this? Let's see here. It starts at 328. Boom, you fall to the ground. You get back up at that was 3 seconds you just wasted because you just completely ignored that. Plus you took damage.
Excellent. Another agent down.
And you're punching for no reason now. Your energy's pretty high, and you're punching this guy. I don't know why. If it was me, when I fall to the ground right here, oh, I skipped too far. When I fall to the ground right here, I'm turning around, falling back, and keeping this guy at a distance, holding the angle of like the wall to keep like safety. I'm not going to be rushing him. I'm ranged, or your build is ranged, right? There's no reason to rush him like you did. You could have fell back around that corner of that wall, like I told you before, and you would only have to fight this dude at a distance.
Excellent. Another agent down.
Good dodge. I think you need to use these rockets more. Not those rockets, but just like the normal rockets. They seem to be doing a ton of damage.
Well done. That squad member has been neutralized.
Okay, I don't like this either. This is terrible positioning. So
Squad member has been
now we're looking down the hallway. We see a ton of people here. So what do?
neutralized.
We're flying out in the open where they can all hit us. And so what happens? Oh man, that's so predictable. We're out in the open, so we get shot. And we fall to the ground and waste another 3 seconds. You know, if we tally up how many seconds we've wasted, we're up to like 20 or 30 seconds so far, and we're only 4 minutes. We're 1/5 of the time into this video. Instead of being a 25-minute video, it might have been a 20-minute video if we didn't waste all this time. Once again, you're pushing forward. I don't think you need to do this. I think you could have just stayed back. And shot from a distance.
The team are no longer a threat.
I don't think you needed the HP. You're missing literally 1 bar. You flew out of your way to get some HP that you just didn't need. It's okay to stay a little low on HP. It saves time. There's another 5 seconds you wasted. So add that to the amount that we're at.
What? Yes. Okay, I'm confused.
If you can gain control of AIM's network temporarily, I can infiltrate their security system. Head for the terminal so I can get you inside the lab.
This guy's not getting back up.
Yeah. I think you got a little too close right there.
I missed my unibeam!
That beam did way more damage than the last one you did.
We got some not so friendlies.
Once again,
We got some not so friendlies.
I wouldn't have been as mad about, like, I'm not mad, but, like, I think it would have been fine if you had your previous HP and then you picked up that health. See, that's what I'm saying is, like, you wasted 5 seconds because you got health right there that is actually on the way. You didn't have to go out of your way to get that health, and it would have topped you off because, I mean, you're only missing a little bit of HP from that skirmish.
AIM's network is equipped with a multi-point authentication system. I need access to multiple terminals. The more the better. AIM will attempt to initiate a shutdown protocol if they gain access to the terminal. You cannot let them.
You're ignoring all of these. These tell me you're about to get hit, and though you didn't get hit, it's nice to check to see like what kind of danger. Like this means immediate danger. Like this guy wasn't even hitting you. It did, you know, they didn't hit you, but like they could have. They did right there. Cause another 3 seconds of wasted time. And damage. Look, you're at half HP because you're just ignoring these warning signs. The game's literally telling you you're about to get hit, and you just don't care.
The shutdown protocol is progressive. I'm inside AIM's security system.
I also don't think you should be flying in the middle of the room. Like, you have these walls right here. Like, right here. Like, let's take a step back a little bit. You have this wall right here. Like, instead of flying out in the middle with, like, half HP, you could, like, position yourself a little bit better. Instead of, like, flying at them, you can take more, like, defensive fighting. You can still accomplish the same thing, but you'll have the safety of this wall to help you out.
That helps, thank you. Beginning infiltration.
Just completely ignoring you. I don't know, that spinning laser just didn't seem like that was worth it for one enemy. And you wouldn't have to worry about all these notifications and stuff if you weren't out in the open.
Let's shake this up.
You're playing really risky. Like, real risky and greedy is how I've described your way of playing.
The shutdown protocol is progressing. That helps, thank you. AIM has initiated their shutdown protocol. Beginning infiltration.
I also feel like you should use your rockets more often. They seem to do way more damage than your
That helps,
normal
thank you.
beams. I think it'd speed things up a lot more. Continuing to ignore warning signs.
I missed my unibeam!
That I don't get that. What was that? What was that for? Look, this guy's already almost dead. This guy, like, your beam just did nothing here.
Unibeam!
I guess I got to like 1 HP, but like, look, that one rocket does like 13,000 damage. Whereas like your normal shots are doing like, okay. I guess I was wrong. It just feels like when you shoot the rockets, it's
AIM
doing
has
way more
initiated
damage.
their shutdown protocol. I'm inside AIM security system. That helps, thank you.
I don't think you needed to get that close to that guy, and I think you found out the hard way that that wasn't the play. See all this waste of time you picking up all this health because you played really risky? Just I think you could have accomplished the same stuff and you play less risky. Take less damage because of it.
This hive boasts top-tier security, which is not surprising given its main purpose. An elite AIM team is close by and on alert. Updating your HUD.
This guy's not getting back up.
Alright, I don't disagree with the spinning
Every member
laser
of the elite
attack right
team
there.
must be defeated.
I do disagree with like charging in to them like that. Cause so I didn't disagree with the spinning laser. Well, oh, hang on. Let's pause here because there's a lot to take in right here. I don't disagree with that spinning laser attack at the start of this. Right here.
This guy's not getting back up.
So your spinning laser, I don't disagree with this because it looks like a perfect example of when you should do it, and you had no idea that it was possible to get stunned, right? So then you back up, and then this is perfect to just start shooting them. I don't know why you insist on like charging at people. I just don't agree with that. That spinning was like whatever. I'm neutral on that. This right here. What is this doing? This is doing like no damage. And it's just completely draining your power. Like you have no power now. And now you gotta go in for melee hits to charge your thing. That I would say never do that beam attack ever again. That just seems totally not worth it. Even if it does a little bit of damage, it completely drains your fucking energy. And I feel like overall that's less damage.
One of their agents is down.
And a nice crit for 31k. That's
agent down.
nice.
Well done. That squad member has been neutralized.
I don't think you need a melee here. You're at full energy. That was a good spinning laser attack.
I gotta be winning.
I like how you push through and now you're keeping all the enemies in front of you by using this corner. It's pretty much what I told you to do earlier. You just did it now. fuck was that?
The team are no longer.
I don't fault you for that because like I didn't see any warning signs that that was happening.
You know, I too have used shields in times past. Oh yeah? How'd that work out? They were not as hard as my skull. I believe it.
Head for the location on your HUD. There is a chest with gear close by.
Why did you choose the wrong side?
This all seems fine to me except that you're fighting out in the open again. I think you need to pay attention like your positioning a little bit more. And also this warning sign was on. Oh my god, you actually got hit by that. Holy. Look at how long was that on the screen for? Okay, it pops up at 12:01. It's on the screen. It's on the screen. Bam, you get hit. It's on the screen for 3 seconds. And you got hit by that.
Bring the pain!
You gotta pay attention to these warning signs more. Positioning and warning signs. That's what this coaching session is all about. You just ignore them all the time. You fight out in the open and you just completely ignore when the game's telling you like, hey, you're about to get hit.
And that's how it's done.
These enemies must be defeated.
Man, the animation for that is so long.
This guy's not getting back up. Piece of cake or pie. Pie is good too.
That was not the play. I don't think this robot was a good choice at all. It's done nothing for you for this entire fight. It did nothing for you. That's like 6 seconds of animations and then just like it didn't even help with damage or anything. That was just a pure waste.
Want to see all my weapons? Okay. Got it down. Someone keeping score here? 'Cause I gotta be.
I just feel I was thinking like I didn't know what this red ring was. I don't know what this red ring is. Like at this moment, I don't know what the red ring is, but I know it's not good. There's no reason to fly over it. I would attack, attack. Okay, you killed it, and you see this red ring. I'm automatically thinking like this is gonna self-destruct or something. But even if you don't think that, you see this red ring. You know something's about to hit here. What if it's this enemy over here doing an attack right here? Like you don't know. There's no reason to fly over this red ring.
Even score here.
Like, why are you... Because... And then, boom, you fall to the ground. Unnecessary damage. You don't need to punch it.
The enemies have been defeated.
That just looked weird. And just totally wasn't worth it. I don't think you needed... I think you're doing plenty of damage just shooting it. I don't think you needed to do any of that. It's just a waste.
Steve,
What?
never mind.
Seriously?
AIM has a set of turbines powering one of their emergency generators. Disable them.
You're done.
I like the positioning here a little bit better than previously. I don't think
You
flying
need
past
to
them
access
was
the terminal
right.
to reach the turbine.
What if there's enemies right there behind you? Now you gotta worry about those enemies behind you. I think you were fine holding the corner. That was an awkward angle. But I think you realize that as well. You better not get hit by this yellow hit. Just to say that yellow was on the screen for a long time. Even still, like you're just out in the open, just like, oh, yep. Ignoring your warning signs, like, oh, the first one didn't hit me, I guess none of them would hit me. Just like have better positioning, like quit meleeing when you have full energy. Yeah, you know, imagine if you were still flying and shot that from a distance, you know, that wouldn't have happened. If you paid attention to what the warning signs told you, you might have seen that there's enemies and taking care of them. I don't disagree with rushing the objective, but sometimes it's not worth doing. I don't think you should be fighting these guys. You know how much damage they did, they just killed you.
Taking a lot of hits.
Yep, you're still meleeing.
Okay. Might need a minute. Or 10. Now it's a party.
The only thing I agree with of this ability is the fact that it saved your life, but I don't think you should have put yourself in the position where you would need life saving to begin with. It all stems from the fact of you just trying to constantly melee people with a ranged build, even though you have full power. Yeah, I feel like those rockets do way more damage if you're not critting. Those rockets just do so much more damage.
Thank you.
You're done.
I don't disagree with picking up the HP because I mean you're really struggling with this part, but the reason why you're struggling with this part is just you're positioning out in the middle of nowhere. You have no cover ever.
The generator is no longer functional.
You're constantly just like ignoring very important aspects of the fight. And then that's why it's hard for you.
The adaptoids are concentrated on the final floor. Be ready. They represent the pinnacle of AIM's synthoid technology. An elite AIM team is close by and on alert. Updating your HUD.
You're out in the open again.
Someone keeping score here? 'Cause I gotta be winning.
You were lower in energy there, so don't disagree with meleeing. Okay, you just completely whiffed that. But you haven't really been whiffing too much, so I can't criticize you for like one whiff. It is still a mistake and it's still something you gotta work on, but you know, it is what it is. I don't think you should have charged them. You saw them? You should have still been over here on this side, using this corner. And I will admit, in this situation, because this guy is coming from around that corner, being over there would have been the wrong choice in this situation. However, you wouldn't know that. Uh, and so I think given the information that you had, being over here would have been better. And it's like 80 to 90% of the time, it would have been better to be over here on this side of the map. If, yes, in this situation, this guy would have hit you, but you know, in any other situation, it would have been better over here. So given the information that you had, being over here would have been better than over here. Because this is the unknown. This is the known. You never put yourself in the unknown while you're fighting. I think you're spending way too much time in melee range. And this is what I'm talking about. You actually got punished for what I'm telling you. So like, all of... Stop. We need it. So all of this is the unknown. We know this corner. We know what's to our left over here. Alright? So we know what's over here. We know this. We have no idea what is over here. This is the unknown. But continuously, what you love to do is in a fight, you will push past the enemy to the unknown and put your back to the unknown. You don't know what's over here. We don't know if there's more enemies that you have to worry about. What we do know is right here is enemies, and we know that there's enemies behind us. But we don't know what's over here. So we know we can come up with a plan for right here. So what is the plan here? What would be the proper action? The proper action would be to go this way, back to where you were. That way these guys are in front of you, and the other guys are in front of you as well. Instead of trying to fight these guys, you're stumbling in melee range. When you're not even a melee build, you're getting beat up, you're low HP. Instead of rushing forward, you needed to fall back to where your teammates are as well, um, and keep everybody in front of you, and then come up with a plan from there. That would have been the better play. Oh. Instead, you put your back, you ignore the warning that you're about to get hit, and then boom, there's another guy. You get punished. Now, you got lucky that your team was able to clear these guys and pick you up. But, you know, there might become a situation later down the line where they can't clear the enemies to get to you. that was a huge mistake. Just positional mistake. You also need to keep your range on those guys because of that yellow thing. It takes a lot of space to clear the yellow attack that they shoot at you. Like, you don't need it. Nah, that's fine.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
I don't really know how shields work in this game, so I can't like give a whole lot of advice on how to clear the shields too much. I do think you're fighting out in the open again. I think you should be looking for cover before trying to fight this. Especially since you're at a quarter HP. You're definitely gonna die here. Well, you got lucky and found a health thing, but I think you should have found cover first and then started fighting. You need to have like an escape plan. Like, what's your escape plan if things start going bad? You don't have one. You're out in the open with no escape plan. Just judging from what I can see from what, because you're not looking for it, so I have to just go off of what I see. Fighting up here would have been up here. You know, right here. But let's not use black. That's hard to see. That's up here would have been the better play, in my opinion. Because then you have everybody in front of you, and you have some cover up here. You have like this for cover. You have this over here for cover. So I think fighting up there would have been better than out here in the middle of fucking everywhere. So. And that's why you're just getting beat up all the time. You're really struggling to find time to do damage because you're having to dodge everybody. Because you're just in the middle of everybody. See how you put yourself with them all in front of you? How you can actually see them and then start actually dodging properly? I'd like to think this thing does a decent amount of damage. But every time you use it, it's just doing pussy damage. Like you just punched that guy. It was doing 955 each, but you didn't even hit it 13 times. So a single shot from your normal shot does more than the melee of that. And you just waste like 6 seconds every time you summon it.
Ooh, is it getting hot in here?
One of their agents is down. Excellent. Another agent down. Well done. That squad member has been neutralized. The team are no longer a threat.
I guess that was it. I guess, you know, closing thoughts. You gotta pay attention to your positioning. Your positioning is just terrible all the time. You're always throwing yourself in the middle of all the enemies rather than just fighting a set amount of enemies at a
I
time.
will stay alert.
Um, what else? Oh, you're also just completely ignoring warning notifications. You wouldn't have so many warning notifications if you had better positioning, but even if you're gonna have bad positioning, you gotta pay attention to those warning notifications. So those are the two major things you got to work on. Your damage was a lot more efficient this time. I think that's because you have a better understanding of your character. I don't think the big robot was worth it. That big charge attack for that hallway definitely is something you should never do. That thing just drains your power. And you love to get into melee range. You need to quit getting to melee range so much. I think it's okay to stay back a little bit more than you give credit for because like I don't even feel like the melee is charging your power meter that much to begin with. But if you have to do it, you have to do it. But only when you have to do it. Any other time, it just feels like it's a complete waste. Um, so that's my closing thoughts on it. Uh, hopefully that helps you improve.